All praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai B'Shem HaRekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders which rule great millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect that may you endure into the end. Shalom Wa'abababal. So word came out that Elder Ahrayah, he has passed away, which is the man here in the red, okay, which he was of the elders of One West. All right, this is King Masha, which is the reincarnation of King David, which he's in the spirit world right now. And this is the Elder Ahrayah, which he is the reincarnation of Joshua. All right, and now he has put on clean garments. The prophecies that the apostles always talk about of Elder Ahrayah has been fulfilled, which just means we're closer to the end. Okay, Zechariah 3, verse 1, and he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh, which literally this is happening now. When he passed away, he goes before Yahweh and his son Yahushai, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And that's why he was in those filthy garments in false doctrine under comfy. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Yahweh rebuked thee, O Satan. So Satan is not on him no more. He's at peace. Even Yahweh that had chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Is not this the brand plucked out of the fire? So Elder Ahrayah was plucked out of the fire. His death was a mercy. All right? So that he don't have to go through Jacob's trouble. He don't have to, be tempted with the MOTB. All right? So that was mercy for him. Verse 3, now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee. So he's in a perfect condition. He don't have no more iniquity. All right, in earth you have iniquity, you have immoral behavior, you have sin, because you're in the flesh, in a wicked-ass society. But when you die, it tells you that you cease from doing wickedness. Even the wicked. What is it? Job, chapter 3. This is dealing with death. All right, Job speaks about what happens when you die. All right, the flesh goes back to the earth, and the spirit goes back to him that created it. It says, verse 17 of Job 3, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. Okay, so when people die, whether they be wicked or whether they're Israelite, they're at rest because they're not in the flesh no more. It says, there the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. So there's no oppression going on. All right? It says, the small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures. All right? Because there's peace when you die. All right? Now, we're not to kill ourselves because we have a mission. We have a mission of publishing the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai for the elect Israelites. All right? But death is gain. Death is better than this life because in this life we're enslaved under the wicked, the so-called white man. And he's the scum of the barrel. All right? So we're under the scum. So this is the worst life that Israelites have ever lived in 2023, all right? And any time in history, this is the worst time to be alive as an Israelite, but also it's the greatest time because we're about to see the light. See Yahushai deliver us from this bondage. But this is the worst bondage ever since the beginning of time because it's such a wicked, wicked place. All right? That's why the Lord, he never hit another country like he's going to hit America with 200 million nukes. Why do you think he's going to hit America with such a great judgment like never before? Because America is more wicked than ever before. All right? There's no other country that is more wicked than America. All right? So, Ahrayah, King Masha, we lost a brother this last year. He went to the spirit world. He was in the truth. They're all resting. They're at peace now. All right. That's why they have that saying, "Rest in peace," because they're literally resting in peace. Whether they're wicked, whether they're righteous, they cease from trouble. They're just doing what the Lord tells them to do. Right. When they come down on earth, they get their reward, whether it be good or whether it be evil. They play their part for the script, and then they go back to him who had created them. All right? And Esau, the devil, the so-called white man, he uses death to make you afraid so he can control you. But in fact, death is just a transition. Okay? Let me see. I believe it's in here. Might be 12. Let me see. All right, it's Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth, so the body becomes dust, goes back to the elements of the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai Bashamha, Rakakodash, who gave it. All right, so that's where Abba Bivens or any other deceased person, but I'm dealing with men of the truth. All right, but even the wicked are there. All right, they cease from troubling. King Masha, Abba Bivens, Elder Ahrayah, like I said, anybody that passes away, they're at peace. Okay? It's when you're here on earth that you're in trouble. All right? It says in verse 4 of Zechariah 3, and he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee. So he's not committing no more iniquity. He's at peace. And I will clothe thee with a change of remnant, which this happens when you die. You actually get a new body. All right? Revelation 6. And it's in verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, Yahweh shall open the seal, I heard the voice of the four beasts say, which are angels, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed with him, which is the so-called white man. All right, death and hell follow him. So death and the grave, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So the so-called white man is in power. We're in the last days. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So even though he died in a, what you would say, a peaceful state, he's still crying this prayer. How long, O Lord, holy and true? You know, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So it just got worse for Esau. Because guess what? The Lord loved Joshua, right? And Joshua loved Moses. And Moses was King Masha, and Joshua was Elder Ahrayah. So the Lord has these men in his ear, in his son's ear, crying to to send his son and deliver us. So that's what I mean. Time just got shorter for Esau. The devil, the so-called white man. It just got worse for them. I'm going to go back to Revelation 6, verse 11. And white robes were given unto every one of them. So for them to have robes on, they have to have bodies. So they got a new body and they got a new garment. All right? They're innocent. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Right? Because we're going into Jacob's trouble. And when they make that device the size of a grain of rice mandatory for buying and selling, you have to have it implanted in your body to buy or sell. It's going to kick off a great tribulation called Jacob's trouble. All right? And the Lord is going to allow this devil to kill a few of the elect, right? Once again, they're going to run to the Lord in the Spirit, and they're going to cry to him. So he will come and deliver the elect that are alive and destroy the wicked, the so-called white man, which eventually is going to come. Once again, when Esau wages war against the Israelites, they're going to find themselves fighting against Yahushua. All right? So we're in a game of a race of patience. All right? And we're just waiting for the prophecies to be fulfilled. It says in Zechariah 3, verse 5, and I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments. And the angel of Yahweh stood by. And you can see him wearing a mitre right there. He loved wearing mitres, they said. So now he's in all white. He got a new body. And he got a fresh mitre on. It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua, the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at, because we're at the camps doing the work, right? It says in 1 Corinthians 1:18 that we look like fools for the Lord. All right, preaching is like foolish. Let me grab it. 1:18. It says, For preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua. All right. It says, Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in 1 day. Right? Because he's going to destroy America in 1 day, in 1 hour. It tells you that in Revelation 19, I believe it is. Might be 18. Revelation 19. It says, it's 18. It says, right here, verse 17. Revelation 18:17. For in 1 hour, right? 1 hour of 1 day, so great riches is come to naught, meaning nothing. The Lord's going to have this place nuked. And every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, which is America destroyed by nuclear missiles, saying, What city is like unto this great city? Verse 20, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai hath avenged you on her. There you go. So the end is near. All right. This is a sign by Joshua. All right. The reincarnation of Joshua, Elder Ahrayah passing and going into the spirit world is a sign that we are close to the end. All right. And in verse 8 it said, I will bring forth my servant, the branch. All right. And you got to remember, he called the men of the Lord branches in Isaiah 4. Okay. We make up the body of Yahweh Shai, and he's going to deliver us, but he's going to give us women to grab onto us so that we could build back our kingdom. All right. It says in Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. So the elect men are a beautiful thing before the Lord. He ain't going to let Esau just destroy us. All right? He's going to preserve us, whether we have to die to be preserved or whether we're given an increased standard, right, where we're able to do magnificent things on earth, miracles, so that we make it. The Lord's going to do whatever he has to do and whatever he's promised to do for his elect's sake to make it. That's his promise. That's the promises he's given to Israel, that he will save a remnant of the nation of Israel, starting with King David, King Mashah. All right? Which is the reincarnation of Moses, of King David. All right? It says in verse 10, in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. And who's that vine? Yahweh Shai. We're gathering ourselves unto Yahweh Shai. That's what Elder Ahrayah and King Mashah was doing. All right. Let me see. John, was it 15? John 15, verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch, every man in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. So 2/3 of the nation of Israel and America are going to be cut off and die, dealing with the men and the women that are attached to him also. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it. So the men that are prophesying correctly, the men that are staying faithful, we're actually going to lose everything so that we could grow. It may bring forth more fruit, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. See, so we're clean through the word which we have been spoken to, and it started with our apostle elders and their elders, and all the way up to Abba Bivens, Malachi 4. It says, verse 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. So he sent Abba Bivens, and he will turn the heart of the fathers to the sons, and the heart of the sons to their fathers, which include these men, King Mashah and Elder Ahrayah, and including the Elder Ahrayah's father, Elder Yaquam. It says, and the heart of the sons to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So the Lord sent these men, including Abba Bivens, Elder Yaquab. All right, there's some more elders, I can't remember their names, but these are the men that the elders which rule Great Millstone learned from. right? But now the student has learned more than the teacher, right? Because knowledge shall increase in the last days, right? So now we're at the very end, right? Soon they're going to make that device mandatory for buying and selling, and then nuclear missiles are going to fly and destroy America. And Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is going to send the angels to gather his elect from the four winds. All praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, V'sham Ha Rakah Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders, which include our elders that the elders learn from, right? Double honors to our elders and apostles, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom, wa abba babal.